time, bitch, I'm still a high roller.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Hervelis Vapes. My name is Hervelis, and yes, I vape. Today, we are reviewing the Magma tank by Paradigm Modz. This thing is a crazy tank. I really have been enjoying building on this and figuring it out. Every piece of hardware builds differently, and it's just been a lot of fun to play with. This really is the first RDTA that I've really messed with, so bear with me. But first of all, this thing is just gorgeous. It really is. I love the way this thing was machined, the way it works, the way it was designed. I think it's beautiful. I think it looks beautiful on this 200S, and yeah, so aesthetically pleasing, very, very. Now I'll just do a quick run through on the way that I build on it and everything, but it's 24 millimeter or 24 gauge 3 millimeter coil, and I am using cotton bacon because I think it personally I have found that cotton bacon wicks up juice a little more than Climax or your run-of-the-mill Japanese organic cotton. So on this, I'm using cotton bacon, which has been working fairly well for me with this. The cotton holes down running to the tank are 3 millimeter. The air hole is 3 millimeter. And you have 3 different adjustable airflows: 3 millimeter, 2 millimeter, and 1 millimeter, which works very well. And this thing has some decent airflow. So you really can run your bigger coils on it. And it vapes very, very nice. And I have never had a dry hit on it. Like, even if it starts to get a little dry, like, I'm usually about like ready to stop vaping for a second when it gets dry, and then a few minutes later it's already juiced up again. Not a few seconds later. So this thing wicks really well, and I was honestly really, really impressed with that. I honestly didn't think that it would, but this thing has just, it's changed my mind about RDTAs. So running through the whole system of it, well, let's take it off. And this little band, I have it full of juice right now, but this little band will come, well, it shouldn't matter. I can take it off. So this band comes off, you can see on it, and then this glass piece just slides right out, and then you can wick your cotton down into it, and then put your glass piece back on, and then put this thing right back on. Yeah, and then fill it full of juice. But this thing, when I first built on it, it worked perfectly. It did. It juiced right, and it just, no dry hits, and it was just a beautiful thing. But every time I'd go to fill the tank, it would leak all over me. So it just got frustrating. So I had to figure out how to wick it where it wouldn't do that. And I finally figured out the most simple solution. Keep the cotton away from the fill hole. There is a 1.5 millimeter fill hole right there on the top. You can hopefully see it. And this bottle comes with it, a 15 milliliter juice bottle with the top filler. And it just, where'd you go? There it is. It just slides right in there, and then you fill it right up. But if you have your cotton anywhere near that fill hole, it'll just wick directly into the cotton, come out, fill the juice well, and then leak over into the air holes. So, user error. My bad. But other than that, this thing is really easy to build on. It's honestly idiot proof. Like, I really feel like anybody could build on this as long as you just keep that cotton away from the fill hole. Don't lay it down because the juice will wick into the cotton, and it'll overjuice, and it'll start leaking into the air hole and start leaking again. So this thing does leak a little bit if you lay it down on its side for a while, or if it's in your pocket and falls over, which is normally what happens to me. But other than that, this thing's vaping great. No dry hits. And it works great. The only negatives besides the leaking that I have to say about it is it's really loud. Like, it is no secret that you are vaping. If you want a stealth hardware, this isn't it. Because when you, like, freaking chew, the thing's just loud. That's just the nature of it. But other than that, man, this thing's rocking. I really do like this thing. Magma tank, Paradigm, you did a good job on this. But I would like to see a V2 of this, maybe with a little bit different filling method of the tank. Maybe some quieter airflow. But other than that, I can get past the airflow being so loud. And now that I have the cotton worked out, I'm probably going to use this thing a lot more often. So that's me. Another thing, the price point on it. I saw it online as much as $95. And for me, I think that is just a little high for what it is. But I'm on a budget, so I'm not going to judge. This is a beautiful piece, and it does work very well. So if you guys have the extra $95 and want to spend it on it, it is a good piece. It really is. It works well. It wicks well. It's easy to build on. It's a 2-post, and it's fun to vape on. So if you guys get it, let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you're building on it. Let me know how you're wicking it, because I'd like to know. I'd like to make some improvements of this build and in the future, because I really do want to keep building on this thing, and I really do want to keep figuring out what works best on it. But that's what I think so far. Let me know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments. Like the video. Share it to all your friends. And remember, life is always better when you vape.